Hi, peace be with us all today. We have another simple, complicated class on letting go of not attaining enlightenment. Simple, complicated Zen Buddhism on stopping to achieve not enlightenment through awakening of not just slumbering anymore. Yo, people, we're doing this. It's good. We're happy, right? Not depressed at all. Everyone at home alone, doing cool. After 2 months, it's a habit. Feels better. Very nice. Breathe, inhabit, feel, observe. Breath is a mechanical event of the body. It is the most obvious to observe. So we say breathe. But the objective of the first step of those 4 states is to contemplate all the mechanical phenomena in the body. So we say breathe. Later, when you're more agile at observing yourself, observe your heartbeat. Later than that, use your imagination to contemplate every mechanical operation in the physical body. Breath and heartbeat is the most obvious, of course. So breathe. Inhabit. Oh, this is a mystery for the untrained transmigrator. Be in your body. Contemplate your body and be there. Presence is the feeling. Presence. And eventually incarnation happens and you feel, wow, I've never been in my body so much, but it takes time. Breathe. Inhabit. Feel. There might be nothing specific to feel. Like looking at a white wall. There's nothing specific to look at, but there's a white wall with nothing. Your emotional plan can be active without an active potential of drama or joy. You can just feel in the sense of having your emotional system active. And then you will feel yourself. Simplicity. Breathe. Inhabit. Feel. Observe. Observing is the same as the white wall. You can be active mentally without active thinking. That takes time and practice. Fixity is something you could learn to make that happen faster. Observe by having your mind contemplate the 3 first steps: feel, inhabit, and feel, and Breathe, yeah. Until you can just have a clear mind. Breathe. Inhabit the transmigration in the body. Feel, observe all of that. And that becomes one phenomena, one presence. Good. Breathe. Inhabit. Feel. Observe. And slow down that practice. Slow down that breath. Breathe. Inhabit. Feel. Observe and be present. Good. Very good. This practice is called the 4 states of being. It is wise to do a few minutes once in a while. It nourishes your state of swasthya. It's healthy. And it puts you in a good attitude for every other practice. I got an email yesterday that I answered this morning, and I found it fit well with the class of today. The student says, why is the yoga system putting green as a color for the solar plexus, but you in Kuji-in, you put gold light in the plexus? And he finishes the question with, what is the truth? What is the truth? I answered a long email that I will make short now. Each chakra represents a type of experience. The base chakra, between the anus and the sexual organs, it's about being alive, embodied. The solar plexus is how we apply force. It usually is our attachments, how we pull. But it can also be how we push force out. It's about power. So if you see green there, you pacify and you soften attachment. If you focus gold light in the plexus, you're summoning, invoking resources, more universal resources. If you put blue in the throat chakra, you cultivate understanding yourself and forgiveness. If you put red in the throat chakra, you contemplate transmutation, burning. Okay, so blue is a slow transmutation through forgiveness, and red, it's a faster but more superficial transmutation through destruction and transformation. So the colors, put any color you want on any chakra and experiment. It's simple. So the truth that this student wanted was, what is the perfect system? While the answer is that the truth is, it is extremely useful to use systems during training. A chef needs to follow recipes. But at one point, a chef wants to create other kind of things to be innovative. Then he has to disregard the systems and the recipes and try stuff. Usually a chef will follow a recipe very precisely if he's making a Queen Elizabeth cake. Because if you don't follow the recipe, you're gonna get mud or brick, but you're not gonna get a Queen Elizabeth. But if the chef wants to do something new, he cannot follow the recipe of the Queen Elizabeth, because it will not be new. It will be something we know already. So first, you have to enjoy your training and the education it gives you. But then you have to enjoy discoveries and liberation. If you go into an experimental path too fast, you could hurt yourself, lose yourself. Putting red in the crown chakra for hours at a time, for example, that can be messy. Makes you do power trips and possible feelings of vengeance towards God, whatever that means. So you have to clean your arrogance until it simply awakens the power of the Creator. Do you understand? It's good to train with systems and follow them. But systems are suggestions by those who have done a lot of experimentation. They have failed, they have succeeded. So the cumulative successes come together to fabricate the most viable system. The yoga system, very useful to keep you healthy. The Kuji-in system I teach is useful for awakening. There are consequences when your dark stuff awakens, but it's healing. It comes out. It's a process of personal growth. Okay. So that was my answer to this student. I published that somewhere, I think on my own wall. Yeah. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. With the first Kuji-in, Om vajramantaya swaha, we studied the Vajra state of mind and how to let it flow or inspire us. To that mantra now we had haya, to ride. Ride the lightning! Haya means to be sitting on a horse while it's moving. the knight or the cavalier is not moving. He's just sitting on the horse. But the horse is moving. Thanks. So it's a non-distinction state. Haya vajramantaya. First, let's reawaken the undefined formless self. Vajraman. Before my birth, I had no form. After my death, I will have no form. Now, I have no form. My body has a form, but not me, as a being. I am formless, undefined. I am nameless, without any system or rule to restrain me. I am just consciousness. Now we want this in the body and we want it to flow in our life. Vajramantaya. To ride that feeling, it means to use it, to embody it, but also to allow it to be present in our systems. It's non-distinction, okay? It's paradoxal. In the incarnate world, only by following certain systems can we function in society, function with others. We have to follow a system of putting food in our mouth and letting the waste out of our rectum. If you put the waste into your mouth, you'll be full of shit, okay? So that doesn't work. There are systems. It is so much wiser to respect. Putting food through your ears or your nose also don't work, okay? So, in nature, there is a basic intention on how the world functions. Respect that. In the same way, in society, we have agreed to how the system works. How food goes into the mouth, and how shit goes into the system. And we have a machine that pumps the shit out of our house so we cannot have to manage it. Thanks technology, right? If all you do is revolt against the system, you will not realize the blessings of toilets, garbage men, those who pick up the trash. They are as useful for your health as a nurse and a doctor. Just revolting against the system is immature, unwise. Haya vajramantaya swaha is to ride the state of being undefined and still cultivate virtue, wisdom. Being undefined means also not revolting, not fighting the system. If you fight the system, you are something defined in a state of refusal, in a combat. Enjoy the system, accept the system, but still know yourself as undefined, formless, without a system yourself, as a soul. In that sense, freedom is absolute. If I decide I don't follow systems, then I don't put clothing during my transmission because it might be comfortable. With the cold now, it would not be. But let's say I would not put clothing. Then because the world has judgments, Facebook has laws and would remove the teaching. So it is better for me to put clothing on, respect the system, and be allowed to function into the system. Revolution is not healthy. If you want the system to evolve yourself, cultivate compassion, and the more people cultivate compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, and a good sense of justice, the more the system will evolve to follow that as the people evolve. That's how to change the world, change yourself. Going back to the haya, with the wisdom to understand what you should accept of the system and what you should free yourself from the system. Experiment. Be undefined. Let go of your beliefs. Being polite can be a cause of happiness, and it can be a cause of suffering. If you believe in politeness very hard, and you hold the door to an old woman so she can enter, and she does not say thank you, she just looks at you, and then she moves on, you'll feel offended. That means when you open the door, were you really being charitable and kind, or were you just hoping for validation in return? Politeness is often used as a system to seek validation of your existence, to feel good about yourself by receiving a confirmation from another. That's just an example. Okay. Where do we put a color on which chakra? Which color is which chakra? Colors are on the physical plane. Colors are actually on the vital planes, at the level of light, on the vital plane, the ninth plane. The 10th plane of pure mass, there's no light. So there's no color. And above that, there is no color. There's frequencies, feelings, experiences, thoughts. So if higher than the vital plane, you want to know which color, you're not going to get colors. You're going to get feelings. And your mind will interpret colors because it thinks on the world of perception. In that sense, the way you perceive the world, the way you move and interact with the world, haya, vajramantaya. Realize how defined your perception systems have power. How much you see a recipe has to be done this way. Well, if that's the objective you want, you do it. But if you just want to eat something good, inspire yourself. Throw things together, and with experience, you'll do good stuff. Before experience, it might be a bit fishy, and it was supposed to be chicken, you know. So you have to experiment life. I recommend respecting others. Before I understood compassion deeper, I believed in freedom. I do whatever I want. So I spoke loudly when I felt like it, and it disturbed people when everyone else at the restaurant or in the bus were not speaking loud. I was an insulting person. I was thinking so much in freedom, but that was a lie. I was a teenager, and it ended when I was a young adult, 20s, early 20s. I used the idea of being completely free of systems to actually express a revolt of feeling repressed. That was inside me. I was the one so angry at feeling rejected that I decided I'm free. That was my subconscious saying, I will impose myself to the world. It won't be able to reject me. Until I did my personal growth and discovered rejection, and then I understood. It is my own behavior of not wanting to be rejected and taking space that causes others to feel offended, guaranteeing that they will reject me. So people were pissed off at me, so I didn't end up having the space I tried to force on others. So it took time, and it was important for me to observe myself and realize I am the cause of those relationships. I am the cause of those dynamics in the world. I'm the one who acted in a way to produce reactions. Sometimes the other is just an asshole without compassion. But sometimes I'm the asshole pretending to be free or have compassion. I have to see myself. What is my behavior? It's the only way to go. Okay. So absolute freedom is not an opportunity for the ego to revolt. Not at all. It is an opportunity to understand, to contemplate the wisdom. What does that feel? What does that feel? What is freedom? What is compassion? How can it just flow? So, in the proper application of haya, there is no violence. I speak of this topic because the first reflex of a human discovering absolute freedom will pretend to be free, but the subconscious will use every opportunity to revolt. And that is not freedom. That is enslavement to karma. That is you producing more reaction with your own pain. Okay? Haya is peaceful. You're just riding, flowing, being with the undefined self through all the systems. We are not free when we proclaim we are free and let all our pain out, building a bigger cage in our society. Step by step, in an experimental fashion, being free of systems. And then freedom is the ability to choose the system and use it. That is freedom. I am free if I can follow a recipe if I choose. And I am free if I can not follow any recipe if I cook, if I choose. That is freedom. Making an effort to never again respect systems is not freedom. That's revolt. It's just anger trying to find a way to apply itself. Okay? Visualize red in your solar plexus And in that red mass and glow, a few dark red patches, okay? Potentials of revolt and anger. Red with little black spots or dark red patches. Are you at peace? How does that make your solar plexus feel? It will invoke your arrogance, your hatred of the world, visualizing that. So please, do it. We're doing personal growth now. Invoke the hell from your subconscious. There is a force there inside that is not at peace with the world. And it tries to fight outside. But that combat, it comes from the fact that I have not forgiven something inside. That I have not forgiven every time I was insulting. Every time I was the one disturbing others. It takes courage and honesty with ourselves to admit this and that moment in my life, I was the one who disturbed with my behavior, and I regret it. Just be honest, embrace it. Dare look at yourself and admit, when I hate someone, there is something inside hating me. I have been a disturbance. I have been the asshole. Just be honest with yourself. Embrace the remorses. Embrace the regrets. And that rich red with little dark red patches, it will give you access to a clean burgundy color. And there will be power somewhere in there that will flow through your body and your vital body, physical and vital body, and maybe emotional eventually. But the places that are hateful have a rich red with darker spots and patches. It's not just round spots, it's flowing patches, potentials. Unresolved fighting contrasts. The humility to admit, I have said something. I did not want to hurt anyone. I did not know. I did not realize. But they were offended, and I regretted it. When we defend ourselves, well, fuck them if they don't understand. If we defend ourselves with a rebuke, with a battle, well, I don't care. If we defend ourselves with just more pride, we will not be able to touch the depth of that power. We must admit, sometimes the others were really the idiots or the arrogant ones. It happened that they have acted like that towards you. We'll talk about this another time. Right now, we have to consider sometimes I was the difficult person. The first stage is to accept it and to admit it. Because once you admit it, then you can proceed to the next stage. I must forgive myself of not knowing what I had not learned yet in life. I have to forgive myself from just discovering the laws of nature and society step by step. Oh, that brought happiness, let's do it again. Oh, that brought conflict, let's not do it again. Or I reacted with arrogance. Well, fuck that. But that's the beauty of the thing. You can forgive yourself learning when you did, not knowing before you tried. And having all this animal power when you're a kid, and when you're a teenager, the hormones makes you do tons of things that it's just nature. It's just a bunch of monkeys in the jungle throwing shit at each other. It's just early monkeys discovering how to be horny, how to heat, how to talk to others. And we fight in the jungle. And we play also and have fun. Yeah. There's beautiful things in that discovery. But there's also the moments that we regret. Small little things, big things. We regret. Revolting against the system. That's arrogance. Forgive yourself when you were not in harmony with yourself and with the world. Forgive yourself. Admit the regret. Embrace it. Accept it. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you are. Step by step discovering my power. Step by step discovering freedom. Observing. Conscious. That is the proper application of the word haya. Ride it. You don't fight it, you ride it. It is gentle, but with little bumps. Unless the horse is running, then hold on to your horses. All right. With the fourth stage of Kuji-in SHA. Incarnate in the body. Express your power and observe. But the experience, the wisdom, and the feeling are inside. Okay? So these two fingers go inside. The thumb, the index, and the pinky are extended. Okay? So the wisdom and the feeling is inside. And the experience of power and awareness is outside. Observe. Breathe, inhabit, feel, observe. Freedom of definition. And apply it to the world. Be smart about it and dare experiment in the wisest and most compassionate way you can find. I am undefined, formless, free of any system as a being. My mind has beliefs and systems. My heart, my emotional plane has conditioning and behaviors. My body has a form. I have none of those. And I experiment the world in a state of curiosity, discovery, discernment, and wisdom. Haya vajramantaya swaha. Slower. Haya vajramantaya swaha. Formless, yet incarnate. Undefined, yet with a functional mind. with no belief, yet with discernment and compassion. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. No one can have power over me. No system has any power over me. It is by freedom that I choose to respect the system so I can remain in harmony with it. No boss has any authority over me. It is by choice, by freedom, that I work in exchange for the money. It is business. It is not authority. My lover has no power over me. It is my choice to cultivate harmony with my partner. My diet has no power over me. It is by choice that I wish to balance being healthy and entertaining my senses. Apply this to any belief of spirituality and any system that were made by humans. Contemplate yourself formless, nameless, undefined, in this world, flowing harmoniously in the systems, out of compassion, not out of submission, out of discernment, not by obligation. And stay wise. Preserve that way the harmony of this world. Do not revolt against your system. Flow freely in harmony with the world. And the laws of nature are the most basic. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. And in the solar plexus, see golden light. It is what I recommend in the learning process. Bring resource there. Pure kanakayota. Just bring resource to the plexus. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Om haya vajramantaya swaha. Forgive yourself not knowing what life did not teach you before. Forgive yourself learning only when you have learned. Embrace the regret, the feeling of regret. Mourn what you have lost. And know yourself as a completely free being, discovering wisdom, compassion. Cultivate harmony. Be at peace. I recommend you do not visualize the plexus any other time with those combination of reds that I spoke today. Not practical, unless you just want to stir shit inside you. Freedom is absolute. I do recommend that you practice forgiveness much more before you do that. Embrace what you are in your subconscious mind. Love you guys. Peace. See you tomorrow for